before we go any further, we hope you have a good time. Let me get set. I grew up in the 1950s down in Texas with Buddy Holly and the Crickets. My band was called the Rhythm Orchids in those days. But Roy Orbison had the best band name of all. His band was called the Teen Kings, and I thought that was great. So we brought Tex-Mex rockabilly music out of Texas, and we tried to spread it everywhere. And that's what brought me here, so we hope you enjoy yourselves. We're going to stay with that old Tex-Mex rock and roll and a little bit of extra stuff. We have a nice dance floor down front. I've seen you folks dance, and I know you can. So enjoy yourself and have a good time tonight. Hang with us. This is my first trip here. I'm sure as hell going to enjoy myself. Have a good time. When your baby is tired, she wants you. Take her to tell her you love her. Tell her you care. Tell her about all the charm. Ooh-hoo. 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 And then you rock your little baby to sleep. And then you rock your little baby to sleep. Oh, you tell her that you love her. Tell her that you care. Tell her that you miss her. Almost anywhere. Then you rock your little baby to sleep. And then you rock your little baby to sleep. It's gonna roll one time. I wasn't sure he was going to do that, so we're going to try again. When you tie your baby without a talk, take her into your arms. Tell her you love her, tell her you care. Tell her about all her charm. Ooh-hoo, 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 ooh-hoo. And then you rock your little baby to sleep. Yeah, then you rock your little baby to sleep. We're gonna go again. Yeah. Well, when you tie your baby without a top, take her to your arms. Tell her you love her, tell her you do. Tell her about all the charm. Ooh-hoo, 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 ooh-hoo. And then you rock, little baby, to sleep. Yeah, then you rock, your little baby, to sleep. Roll it out, son. Ooh-hoo, 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 ooh-hoo. Thank you. Oh, thank you. That's nice of you. Thank you very much. Hang on with me a minute. A guitar is a little bit like a woman, boy. You got to keep them in tune. It ain't gonna work right for you. That's all there is to it. We had a song out when I left Roulette Records back about 1959 or so, and unfortunately that was the year that Buddy Holly stopped being around. And I grew up in Texas with Buddy Holly since we were kids, so I was very sad when something happened to him. And he never stopped writing that good stuff and singing that good stuff, and I'd be really interested to see what would be happening to Buddy Holly today if he was around. But after we finished our Roulette Records trip in New York City, then I flew to Los Angeles and signed with another company. So if we can, we'd like to take some real early 1960s things, one or two songs, then we'll go back to the 50s rockabilly again. But for some folks backstage that asked for these, let me reach back and get an old thing of Ling Ting Tong. Kind of strange. We don't have any vocal backup or anything, so I got to handle all that mess myself. So it's a little thing called Ling Ting Tong. Goes like this. I smoke a boodle, I smoke a boodle, went to Chinatown. Way down in old Hong Kong, there is a lady we all know, and I heard her gone. Ling Ting Tong, sing an old song called I smoke a boodle, I smoke a boodle, yeah, Ling Ting Tong. Go wrong, gonna sing your song, I'll sing the Ling Ting Tong. Ling Ting Tong, sing your song, I smoke a boodle, I smoke a boodle. I put a song together one time. I had trouble with a girlfriend back in school, and I wrote a song about her, and I called her the nastiest thing I could possibly think of. I called her a devil woman, which when I was a kid, that was pretty rough language. Today it's a little worse, but back in those days, that was rough language. So I wrote this song especially for her, and she's never spoken to me since then. It's an old thing called Devil Woman. I'm not too bad on the charts, and I think I've already seen a couple of records while I've been here. It goes way back, something like this. Well, I'm married to a devil woman, married to a devil gal. Do me wrong, devil woman, do me wrong, devil gal. Well, one more time, believe me, baby, one more time, and you go away. Do me wrong, devil woman, one more time, and you go away. Well, I love her sweet and love her simple, love is all to me every day. Love is all, love her tender. She does me this way. Well, every day I die a little, every night I will away. Do me wrong, one more time and you go away. Rose! Yeah! Well, love her sweet and love her simple. Love is all for me every day. Love is all and love her tender, and she does it this way. Well, every day I die a little, every night I will away. Do me wrong, one more time, then you go away. Yes, that's right. One more time. sweet and love her simple. Love is all every day. Love is all and love her tender than she does me this way. Well, every day I lie, every night I will wait. Do me wrong, you devil, one more time and you go away. Roll around that rock. Thank you. Done it again till I got out of tune again. Trying to get beat at it. Okay, good enough. Bear with me a second. Shoot, I got it now. There it is. Also, about the same time we put out Ling Ting Tong, me and my band got together and we put another song out. And I think Clyde McFadder, if you remember Clyde, put this song out also. So I kind of stole the idea from him. This is very early 60s, and like I promised, we'll get back into the straight old rockabilly stuff. It's an old thing called Lovey Dovey, but it sort of got me back on the road again because I was ready to quit and go back home and be a farmer. And this got me back on the road again. So we'd like to shove it at you for a couple minutes for some nice folks that were nice enough to ask for it. It goes like this. Let me shake your tree. Lovey-dovey, lovey-dovey all the time. Yeah, lovey-dovey, I can't get you out of my mind. Well, every time you kiss me, you just fill me so. Never, 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 never let me go, baby. Lovey-dovey all the time. Yeah, lovey-dovey. Out of my mind. All right, here we go. Silent feeling when you're near me, I'm high as the ceiling. Baby, hear me call them saying that I love me. Placing the body came down, pretty mama. I can't wait to call my love it down and I feel blue. For you and darling, now mama true. Lovey-dovey, lovey-dovey all the time. Yeah, lovey-dovey, can't get you out of my mind. All right, one more time, son. Pop, 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 pop. Instead of stealing, it's got to fall in my head. It's rocking, my heart is rolling, baby, never leave me. Don't see me giving love, pretty mama. I can't wait to call my love it turning down and I feel blue. You my darling, mama true. Lovey-dovey, lovey-dovey all the time. Yeah, lovey-dovey, can't get you out of my mind. Here we go now. Pop, pop, choo, pop, 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 choo, pop, 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 choo, pop. Okay, back to the 50s again. Got an old boy out there that's I just met a while ago. His name is Pete. And Pete's a fairly famous guy. And he's a disc jockey, he's a country music fan, he's a 50s rock and roll fan. And all of my crew, me and Buddy Holly and Rorbs, and all of us guys down in Texas, came out of country music, so we learned our roots from country music. And when we added the drummer to our band, we didn't have country music anymore, we had rockabilly. So we went into New York and we stole another song, an old thing called Somebody Touched Me, so we take you back to about 1958, something like this. Bye. took my hand. Last night, stranger took my hand. I'm not afraid, took my hand. Said you're gonna be my love man. Oh, who in the dark last night? Wow! Why you? 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 Well, now you got the rhythm, so you don't stop. Wanna move on with a rolling rock. Here we go, Lord, here we go. Here we go. Somebody made me fall in love last night. Yes, somebody made me fall in love last night. Somebody made me fall in love. Set my heart and soul above. In the dark last night. Easy one. Last night, stranger took my hand. Last night, stranger took my hand. Man, not a stranger took my hand. Said you're gonna be my love man. Oh, who she just took my hand. Ah! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Can we get some more monitor? We haven't got any monitor at all. Yeah, well. Still no monitor? No, we haven't got any monitor at all. Done it to me again. Still no monitor. They haven't got any at all. 1, 2, mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. No monitor still? No monitor still? Nothing? Oh, here it comes. There it comes. Had your finger on the wrong button, son. Yeah, down just a little bit. Just a tap. 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check. 1, 2. Just a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2. Down. Tap. Up just a little bit. There. There she was. Good enough. Right there. Had another girlfriend in school. And boy, she wouldn't have nothing to do with me, but I was crazy about her, so I wrote this song for her. It's another Papa Patchouli song. One of the fellows I met upstairs while we asked if we'd do this, and it's an old thing called I Think I'm Gonna Kill Myself. Kind of a weird song. Goes something like this. So long to you. Well, I hope it don't make me blue, but I think I'm gonna kill myself. I ain't gonna kill myself. Heart, we're gone, and I can't go on alone. Yeah, I think I'm gonna kill myself. I ain't gonna kill myself. Yeah, Think I'm gonna kill myself. Yeah, dig my grave with a silver spade. Go up and take it and down. Send my remains to my mother-in-law. The rest to the hole in the ground. The rest to the hole in the ground. Wah-wah, chee-wah, wah-wah, chee-wah, wah-wah, chee-wah.
Don't lose that today. We cut a song a few years back. It was an old song that goes way back to the blues days, and we should have had this song back in the 1950s, but it's one of the few songs that we sort of released over here and got a pretty nice reaction out of it. So for some of the folks backstage again that were nice enough to ask for this, we'd like to take you way back and get an old song called Wash My Hands in Muddy Water. The reason for doing this is I used to live down in a place in Georgia called Macon, Georgia, and I washed my hands in a lot of muddy water down there, so we'd like to do it just one time. Remember, it's Macon, Georgia. So something like this.
Well, I was born right out in Macon, Georgia. They had my daddy and he Macon Chief. He said, son, let me keep your hands on. You ain't gonna hear bloodhounds on the train. But I fell in with my companion, rock that man, way down to Tennessee. We got caught in Atlanta, Georgia, yes sir. Locked me up, threw away the key. But I washed my hands in the muddy water. I washed my hands, you know they didn't come clean. Tried to do what my daddy done told me, yeah. Must have washed my hands in the muddy stream. He said, son, you know we won't forget. And if you try, you'll give your hand to us. We may make a good man of you yet. But I wash my hands in the muddy water. I wash my hands, you know they didn't come clean. Tried to do what my daddy done told me, yeah. Must have washed my hands in the muddy stream. One more time. I wash my hands, yeah, in the muddy water. I wash my hands, you know they didn't come clean. Tried to do what my daddy done told me, yeah. Must have washed my hands in the muddy stream. Yes, I must have washed my hands in the muddy stream. Yes, I must have washed my hands in the muddy stream. Thank you. Whoa. Oh, thank you. They told me you folks are going to be nice, and I believe every word they said now. Thanks again very much. Very nice. Well, he looks in pretty good shape, doesn't he? We got to go back and get
an old Roulette Records song that we put out a lot of years ago. Now, this song wasn't supposed to be a hit, we didn't think, and I wrote this thing back in 1947. And just a little, I was just a kid. I was 13, 14 years old, so I just told you how old I am. I'm 55 years old. I got 9 kids. I got so many grandkids, I hate to even say it anymore. I got about the same amount of grandkids as I've got gray hair. And my stomach weighs about the same as all my grandkids do after all these years. We're going to take you back to about 1957 if we can, get an old song that wasn't even supposed to hit because it was so strange and so different in those days. Told a story about a guy and a girl that ran off together in a canoe from 2 separate islands and got married and stopped a war. And it's an old thing called Hula Love. It goes something like this. We said, great. So they said studio time is at 10 o'clock in the morning. So we went down and we stayed until 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock that night and cut a whole album. We didn't know we had a whole week to cut this album. We thought we had one day, so we cut a whole album in the one day and wrote 2 songs in the meantime. And this is one song that I didn't have the pleasure of writing, but it's one of my all-time favorite songs because I love Chuck Berry. It's an old thing from the old first Roulette album called Well, cut at the Norman Petty studio down in Clovis, New Mexico. And this is back in the days when I was hanging out with Buddy Holly and Eddie Cochran, Gene Vincent, the Blue Caps. All of us guys, we traveled together. We worked on shows together. Chuck Berry, Fats Domino, and the Everly Brothers, and even little Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers and a few other guys. Well, we were the young rockers back in those days, so everybody sort of watched what we were going to do next, you know. And here's one that we done in Clovis. It was kind of a strange song. The song's written by Johnny Duncan, and he's a country singer today. And Johnny and I got together on the guitars, and it turned out kind of strange. And Vi Petty played the organ. This is the first organ that was ever played on a rock and roll song, as far as I know. And I went down to Clovis, New Mexico, to pay tribute to Buddy Holly about a little less than a year ago. And there's the record hanging on the wall. So out of pure respect for Norman Petty and his pretty wife, Vi, and that old studio we done all of our work in those days, I'd like to take you back and just do one song, and we'll get into it again for you.
Together, the blues are like the weather. They rain tears like storm like rain. Storm winds on the wind, yeah, like got a ways to know. Rolling thoughts gonna roll away my pain. Rain, wash away my tears. Rain, wash away my fears out of my heart. Storm clouds soon together, yeah, the blues are like the weather. Rolling thumbs gonna roll away my pain. Here you come. One more thing. It's storm clouds soon together. Blues are like the weather. They bring tears like a storm cloud brings the rain. Storm winds on the blowing, yeah, like got ways to know it. Rolling thumbs gonna roll away my pain. Rain, wash away my tears. Rain, wash away my fears out of my heart. Storm clouds soon together, yeah, the blues are like the weather. Rolling thumbs gonna roll away my pain. Rolling thumbs gonna roll away my pain. Rolling thumbs gonna roll away my pain. Well, thank you.
This is one record we done an awful long time ago, and a very close friend of mine wrote this song. I don't even know when he wrote it. It had to be about the mid-1950s, or maybe the early 1950s. Roy Orbison wrote this thing, and I came out of a little town called Happy in Texas, Happy, Texas. Roy came out of Odessa, Texas. Buddy Holly came out of Lubbock, Texas, everybody knows. And somehow all three of us guys got together and we traded songs back and forth, and I ended up with this one song here. Roy cut it a long time ago, and I put it in one of my old first albums, so we'd like to take you way back and get a song that I think really personifies the old Tex-Mex 50s rockabilly rock and roll. It's an old thing called Rock House. It goes like this. Well, rockin' in the morning, rockin' in daylight, rockin' through the evening, honey, we won't be home tonight. We're going to rock house, rock house, rock house, rock house, house. We're going to rock house, rock house. Lights, big crowd, box, plays loud. I'm always rockin', and we're gonna have a ball, rock house. sort of close. One song that, back when I was a kid, I wrote this song in 1948, I think it was. And I was a kid on a farm down in Texas, about 14 years old, something like that. And this changed my life forever. I was going to university, West Texas State University, and me and my little band, the Rhythm Orchids, got together with a few other guys around that territory and kind of looked to see what we had in songs. And I had this one song. So we took this thing into Clovis, New Mexico at Buddy Holly's advice and Laura Hogan's advice to see if we could record it. And he recorded it for us. And my life was never the same since then. Everything just changed for me. It changed my family's life, it changed a lot of my friends' lives, it changed my band's lives, and the whole thing. So I'd like to take you back to the very first thing I ever stuck on the market. And I'm kind of proud of this song because it's lasted all these years. And I want to dedicate this to everybody here that took the trouble to come down and make me feel welcome here tonight. And I appreciate that very kindly. It made me feel very nice. So this is for all you guys. Keep right on rocking, man. You know what to do. Well, all right, be here when we feel it. Me and the little bit of you and the band. Burning through my hair. Come on, be my party doll. Come on, be my party doll. Come on, be my party doll. I'll make love you to you, and I'll make love to you. Well, I saw a cat walk down the street, and with a people I love me, and one hair. You come on, be my party doll. Come on, be my party doll. Come on, be my party doll. I'll make love to you, and I'll make love to you. One apology if I can. We got a lot of requests for some of the other songs, and I must apologize because we just didn't have time to work them out. So hopefully if we get a chance to come back again, next time I'll be a lot better prepared. But you've been great so far, and we've enjoyed every second of it. I do hope we get a chance to come back sometime before too awful long. But the main thing is, you guys have a nice weekend. Thanks for making me welcome here. And this song is the first rock and roll song I think I ever got hooked on in my life. Put out by Bill Haley in the comments in an old movie called Blackboard Jungle. It's my favorite rock and roll song of all rock and roll songs in the whole world. It goes like that. Well, it's 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock a rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock a rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock a rock. Around the clock, time to get your glad friends home. Join me home. We're gonna rock in concerts. We'll rock around the clock. The rock, roll day. Rock around that clock tonight. Chimes in 2 and 3 and 4. We're gonna rock and rock some more. Rock
shake, rattle, no. They shake, rattle.